This episode starts with... Wait, this is Fortnite. What? Oh, wait, it's Weathering Wave. You might be thinking, Sinchi, why are you making a video on this episode when there was literally nothing happening? Easy. Money. Season 2 episode 4 was the weakest looking episode of this season. For obvious reasons, it's a low priority episode. Very low priority, without the backing of not much talent. While it still looks good since it's solo leveling, but there was definitely some complaints I have for this. It's not nitpicking, but it kinda is. People might be confused on why I highlight some very minor inconsistencies. It's not because I do it to just criticize the show. No, it's mostly just signs that the production isn't going smoothly, as people might like to say. These inconsistencies should be not showing in some of the most earlier episodes. There's a lot of checks, rechecks, then rechecks for those specific scenes. Van Oba, a person that did a layout for the first episode, said that he worked on this last year, which we can assume that they were working on season 2 when season 1 was still airing. This is not me saying that they only started animating episode 1 at that time. Usually episodes don't get produced in a chronological order. Something like episode 4 is finished, but episode 1 is not. But episode 3 is finished. You get the idea. Is this a good schedule? Not really. A year and a couple of months for this big scale fight that we're gonna see in the second half, it's not that favorable, and the team in Soul Leveling is not the biggest ever, but I trust Kaneko and the staff working on this. Hopefully that rant can make my video 8 minutes long. This episode covered chapter 62 to chapter 66, although they did add the first 3 to 4 pages of chapter 67. There's, as usual, cut content, not that crazy. It would be funny if they had some of the interactions of these low rank hunters when Jinwoo was in the reassessing thing. I know some people are really bummed out that the removal of most of the funny moments of the shadows or the chibi very expressive faces. I get that, but we got Jinwoo looking less heartless and emotionless in the anime, so I think that's a fair trade, and that also will be a good thing for future events. Little changes that there was a monster that was actually shown here rather than a gate when Jinwoo was running to the gate. They removed Choi smoking in the dungeon. It would have looked cool since he like inflamed his cigar, but I get it. Smoking is bad for you guys. I mean, who would do that? This is also Cha-haen, Choi, and Gunhee's first appearance in the manhwa, I think. I don't know about the novel. All of the Cha-haen scenes you see in the anime is original scenes. Same goes for the other S-rank hunters I mentioned. The episode was directed and storyboarded by Makiko Hayase. She's mostly an animator, mainly for Bones or Shaft back then. Although this is her only sequence that she did that I can find. So yeah, her previous storyboarding / directing gig was in episode 5 of Soul Leveling, another not really important episode. Again, this episode there is really not much to talk about. The most standout part is probably the overall boards and some of the drawings. There was quite a bit of usage of these overhead shots, really played with some of the angles and perspective work. The art direction itself is standard Soul Leveling. It looks great. This also, I love Jinwoo's hand positioned like this. It creates like a love heart to tell the viewer that Jinwoo actually likes Gunhee. Some people complain about the aura. They added the aura in post. They've always used it like this since season 1. I can't lie, it does sometimes not look as menacing. I think the anime portrayed it better with Gunhee's Sacho appearance to Jinwoo. Gunhee slowly coming out of the shadows really gives off more aura. The thing that didn't give more aura is definitely some of the other stuff. Usually I don't really like to compare the manhwa and the anime for obvious reasons. The aura in the manhwa gives off more presence, you can say, compared to the anime. The problem too, using these VFX on characters, is that it's different colors. If you see in the shadows, they use the same type of VFX, but it's not surrounding the entire body. It's just little flames in some parts of the body. It's the same color, that's why it meshes better. Blue and blue, black and black, you get me. I am a bit disappointed with Choi's appearance. The famous Choi panel doing his Aizen cosplay was adapted, in my opinion, pretty meh. The red glow on the eyes really gives off more aura, to farm. By the way, if they use the same type of aura that was in the manhwa, it would look way more dog shit compared to how the anime portrayed it. Another good thing this episode is the drawings. At least some of them. Tomoko Sudo is the chief AD, and her drawings are always phenomenal since she is the character designer for Soul Leveling. The close-up shots are amazing. I mean, this shot just makes me wanna... Oh wait, wrong thing. This shot just makes me wanna... Jinwoo's close-ups, the anatomical muscle build, it really is strong in a lot of ways. The Chahin shots is probably one of the best looking drawings in the anime currently. The backlight from the gate does so much for these shots. And I'm being serious here. The cloth folds with these 4 lines really insinuates the tightness of her clothing, and the bust size really emphasizes the bust size. I'm gonna say it again. Really emphasizes the bust size. The hair strands also putting the lighting on the lines. It's something that Doakobo use quite a lot since they have an in-house compositing team. I know other shows does this too. A lot of them. Sakamoto did it recently. It wasn't the best. That's why Kape's drawings in Oshinoko really elevates the overall scene. Not just her strong drawings and the abundant amounts of hair strands, but the compositing itself on it is very nice. Like a good comparison is probably her drawings in Rent a Girlfriend. The stuff I'm not the biggest fan is the direction, drawings, and pacing. This definitely feels the most basic episode so far. It can feel a bit weak at times. The pacing itself can feel lackluster, not that lackluster. I'm not talking about the amount of chapters they adapt, no. It's cutting to different scenes. They did cut some parts in the manhwa, but in the previous episodes they did the same thing. But in the episodes it doesn't feel like nothing was cut. Although for this one it's pretty evident. While you can see in some instances Hayase tried to use some neat looking shots, but the execution itself is not the best. The perspective shots of the drawings just feel a bit off on how it is proportioned. It was consistently happening too. Yes, they didn't really put much resources in this episode beside having Tomoko Sudo as chief AD and a random Kano correction. In terms of animation, we got Choi's fucking aura farming. They didn't go overboard with the textures for the monsters, so it's good. The hand animation, the clicking motion, you can feel the weight of his hand slowly moving back with the camera tracking it. The effects patterns are gorgeous, especially these light flares patterns that's also very colorful. All around the effects work are nice. The spiky effects could be corrected by Kano. I think he tweeted that he participated in this episode with a small correction. I don't know why he's even here, but cool. The close-up Choi shots with the orange shade from the flames really showed his magic fire skill thing. Or again, it could be just him aura farming. We still on a streak of low priority episodes. At least it's not an edging streak. I think the next episode is gonna be 1, 2. Then episode 6 should get prioritized quite a bit. I think a lot of people that care only about the fights might not like this episode. Like, listen, Soul Leveling story is basic, and as a manhwa reader, I have some problems with it. But if an anime is all about action, nothing else, I'm not gonna enjoy it too. Same goes for Demon Slayer. If the characters were like Tachibana from Nisekoi, that shit would be ass. Or you can be like Bleach, like, my fucking god, like... Sorry about that. This episode was really nothing special or even crazy. I'm just splitting hairs making this video. If you guys like this video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a like. Comment down below what are your thoughts on today's episode. Is it good? And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time.